Good evening, everybody. This is Justin from the RCN Coffee YouTube channel and Facebook page. As some of you may have noticed, I haven't been around in a while. I think the last video that I posted must have been a month ago, which means that the last video that I've produced was probably longer than a month ago. I've been behind the scenes, I've been commenting, letting a bunch of you guys know that I'm still around by commenting and trying to support other channels that I absolutely love, and I'll get to that in a sec. But I would like to apologize to you if I haven't been producing content as often. I have been very busy. However, everything's going well, and some of that busyness was related to RC for future content. I'm not going to say much right now with regards to that, but you'll get to see at some point. Now, this brings me to something that it brought me to reflect on something. I did notice that while I was away, the channel kept growing, the views kept growing, and I mean, it may sound very obvious, simple, and like a random fact, but it is not to me. It is not to me because if it's growing, it's because people seemingly have an interest in the content that's being produced on the RCN Coffee channel. It suggests that people care. And I do feel that I owe it to you to bring, content on a regular basis as much as I can. You guys know I'm a very small channel, and it's not as easy sometimes. But I just want, generally speaking, to say thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. I feel very, very grateful to be able to have you guys as viewers, and I feel that I haven't been telling that often enough in the past. Perhaps I haven't been as organized as I wanted to in the presentation of the content, and then probably this fell behind the crack. I have reached out to some of you on the side. Some of you may know me actually quite well, even though we're at a distance because of that. But I want to reach out to the greater community also and just let you guys know that I have noticed that you guys are interested. I'm very humbled, to tell you the truth, and it's a heartfelt thank you. In the same vein, I wanted to tell you more about what this is about, the RCN Coffee channel, what this is about and why we have that name. Well, first and foremost, it's not just me. There's two other comrades. One happens to be my brother, and another one a very good friend of mine that helped me with content. And unfortunately with COVID, because we kind of started the channel at that time, we obviously haven't been able to produce as much, meet as much. It's been challenging for everyone, and starting in this context is a bit tough. But as time goes by, as things settle in, and things kind of stabilize, you will probably see that help and probably more content thanks to those extra hands and brains. Now, RCN Coffee. Why RCN Coffee? Well, a lot of you guys may know Cars and Coffee. Cars and Coffee, for those who don't know, is a gathering of people that are like-minded and have similar interests, that interest being cars. And they meet, they share, share experiences, present cars, share problems, discuss problems in a very casual fashion. When I started RC, so I always wanted to get into RC, but as we all find out, it's pretty expensive. About 2 years ago, I felt that, okay, well, now's the time. And whenever I had questions and concerns, I went online, and I was blown away by the reaction, by the ease at which people were reaching out to me, generally wanting to help, and it's something that I had not experienced, and I had seen that before in the Cars and Coffees, etc. And I figured that RCN Coffee was a good tribute to that concept, not so much by the name, but by the idea of sharing, bringing people together. To that effect, I will be, here's an example that really surprised me and really touched me. There are key people in the community that a lot of people know, to be particularly generous in, the information that they share, their will to help, the time that they take, etc. I remember very well That's when I purchased my Lisu Mercedes truck. I was having issues with a servo, and for a variety of reasons, I could not figure out for sure what was going on. And there's a gentleman, a trucker actually, that was sleeping in his cab, who called me at 3 a.m. his time in the morning in his cab as he was, waiting to get back on the road home to help me out with my truck. Um, it blew my mind, and that happened not once but many times. And some of these people I am very often in contact with. Now, in February of 2020, I believe it was February or January, that's when I got to learn Jerry, or hear about Jerry's channel. Jerry was one of the first channels to do extensive reviews of the Overland 6x6. So in that sense, Jerry, you're very much a pioneer. And it's thanks to that I got myself into the Overland and shifted a lot of my collection into the 114th. Now, what struck me when I saw, when I was watching your videos, and your content in general, is that either way, you have a crazy collection, a fantastic collection. The quality of your collection and the quality of your knowledge always took a back seat on your willingness to share and communicate with the community. That is, I'll have to say, a big differentiation, with regards to what I've seen in the scene. The intent, that was the number one intent. Now, once again, Jerry has demonstrated that for months and months. And last week with the Christmas content, channels with 10, 100 times your viewers have not even done what you did. We all know that we're not being sponsored. Whatever relationship we do, if we need sponsorship, we got to build. Otherwise, it's out of pocket 90% and 99% of the time. It takes time, it takes resources. And you have a gentleman like yourself, or people like yourself, that go out of their ways to make people happy and thrilled, and share that excitement. Remote control vehicles, it's a fantastic world. It's a world where if you like competition, you can compete. If you like science, there's a ton. If you like aesthetics and arts, you will literally find a place. There's a place for everyone. And what's beautiful about it is that there's almost never a right or wrong way to go about things. There are better ways, there are worse ways, but there's never a right or wrong. So in a world that right now is particularly divided, looking at you, my American friends, but it happens everywhere in the world, to be honest. And it's just really nice to see that we start from a common base, a common passion. And then I believe that if we can bring more people in on that common ground that is not even human, it's a hobby, in that passion. Well, as individuals, we get to interact with people with whom we wouldn't, number one, never interact, with whom we may have religious, political differences, rifts even. But then if you're starting from a common ground, and then it's a lot easier to iron out differences when you're starting from the common ground, rather than trying to find a common ground starting from differences. And I think that you, Jerry, with your channel, you're one of the pioneers to really communicate that philosophy that ironically was the one that I always wanted to communicate with my very own channel. So I want to thank you very much for this. I know you're probably burgundy now, looking at all the thank yous you've had on your page. You deserve those thank yous 3,000%. So it's very sincere. Please take them, you and Diane and everybody who's with you and behind you. We all mean it. So I wanted to start my video with that. Now tonight I'm producing a series of videos. They will not be released right away, but you see this big guy behind me. There's some more on the floor that you can't see. And truth be told, I spend a lot of time negotiating some very interesting stuff that I think will enjoy, which will be coming in the near future. I am revisiting a little bit the angle of the channel, and it requires some work in terms of infrastructure. Yes, as much as that. Now, I'm not going to point you in one direction or another, but I'm just letting you know, if you haven't seen me in a while, there's also a little bit of that. There's a lot of work happening behind the scenes. Whether that it works out or not, we'll cross our fingers, but I think it will. And I'm going to be I'll try to bring in a lot of vehicles that are rarely seen, not your run-of-the-mill stuff that can be a little bit hard to find and to get. And it'll be my pleasure to be able to to put that on the platform and share this with you guys, because that's my number one interest, is being able to share and communicate that passion with you. And if you could live a little bit the fun that I have through my channel, it's fantastic. Now, RC and Coffee is an overarching or arching, I'm not sure, please correct me in the comments below, I'm not sure how to say that, but the umbrella, if I can put it this way, of two other channels or Facebook pages. One of them being dedicated to FMX trucks, so Overland, Armageddon, Jerry's Heavy Tonnage is one of them, and Heavy Machinery. That group, as a matter of fact, has probably 560 individuals in there. It's grown tremendously, but we got to remember that this group is almost a it's a subsidy, if you want, the second branch to RC and Coffee, which is the concept. I'm going to be working on the branding to clarify a little bit what are the links, so that you guys know, that this Facebook page, the e-consumer reviews Facebook page that I've put together, is also under that RC and Coffee. And you'll notice that it's always in the spirit of sharing. Without further ado, I'll continue making the videos. I have this big guy here that I have a funny feeling some people are interested about. And I have other stuff that I'll be presenting. But again, thank you to everybody who has taken the time to subscribe, who has watched my videos, who has taken the time to comment. I'm going to do a better job at keeping track of that. I'm going to do a much better job making shout outs to you guys, because I owe it to you for interacting, so to be able to promote your channels as well. So I'm going to be doing that and I'm learning from your channel, Jerry, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to see you at the next video. But again, thank you very much, much appreciated. Thank you for your patience, and let's talk RC. Have a good one.